Hello fans of Marvel Heroes. Today I wanted to make a video on Venom, but server is coming down in about 20 minutes time, so I thought maybe I should do a plan B. Plan B is to talk about team up. Now I've got quite a lot of questions these days on team up, which one to unlock, which one to use, or so on and so forth. So I thought I'd make a video just to address all these questions, or as much as I can. And I've played a lot of team up back in the 1.0 days, and when it comes to 2.0, there are some changes, some not. So by and large, team up 2.0 is wonderful. Like I said before, now the team up does a little bit more damage, and you can see a few extra power on what the team up is doing. A team up can survive in most situations. Some situations still a little bit challenging, but I mean they're doing pretty good. So I strongly recommend you play with team up. And one of the questions that frequently asked is what kind of mode should I be using team up with? Forget about 1.0. I know in 1.0 everybody is so used to having a team up as the passive, but I would say unless you're doing raid, have the team up as a companion. They are a wonderful companion, walking around and help you to tank some mobs here and there, and they are pretty useful in a larger scheme of work. And but when you're raiding, maybe you would like to consider using the team up as a buff to the hero instead. Up to you. And as for the assist mode, is when you want to use the team up as like the burst damage. Like for instance, if you want to do cosmic boss rushing, maybe you want to bring the team up for their 30 seconds, and after that get the job done. So that is also one option as well. So yeah, I mean you can play either way. I usually just keep them as companion unless I'm doing raiding. So that settled the first question. Then when it comes to what team up to unlock, now since I play team up as an active most of the time, it doesn't really matter too much. I haven't really seen a vast difference between the team up. What the difference is when you experience some team up are more awesome than the other, very much depends on the gear. Like for instance, if you look at the gear, some of them give you a team up special power. Like the one that I have is close to the max. This kind of gear will improve team up tremendously. So if you look at this one with the special power 20% and default power near max as well, base damage pretty high. So these are pretty good stuff. And if you can get something like a brutal strike chance, because I think by default team up don't have that brutal strike, so you have to get gear for it. And once you get brutal strike chance, you can see the red number flying. So yeah, so whether a team up is awesome or not depends on you. How you gear your team up. So you can gear your team up to be awesome, or you can gear the team up to help your hero to be awesome by picking those stats that benefits you. Alright, so so that I hope address question on which team up is more powerful than the other. I think it depends on very much on the gear and how much you like to trade off. Alright. When it comes to now, of course, another aspect is from the story from the lore point of view. If you say play Doctor Strange, you may want to have Clear. If you play Rocket Raccoon or Star-Lord, you may want to have Drax or Gamora. If you play Captain America, you may want to have Falcon. So these are some of the choice or groups for Rocket Raccoon as well. So these are some of the choices that you may want to think of. Colossus, bring out magic kind of thing. So nice to see the zipping around. So yeah, I mean it's a lot of like combination that you could just pair them up. Maybe a Wolverine with Deadpool, kind of thing. So that could be really fun as well. Some team up may have a dialogue with the hero, so that could be one way to unlock a team up. So another way is that some of you may want to use team up as a passive on raiding. So now when it comes to that, you may want to pick a team up with a nice buff that can benefit the heroes of the type. For example, if you pick something like the say Havoc, right? Havoc will have the energy damage rating for your hero. So when you choose a team up gear, you may want to pick those that benefit your hero as well. So for example, 3% on base energy damage, 3% on range, because a lot of energy are heroes are range anyway, and you pick the more energy damage and more range. So, but they add up together about 12% if you are lucky to get a gear. So you can use the team up plus the team up gear to benefit the hero of a specific kind of like a category. All right, or for instance, if you look for say Drax has a very nice buff, which is like melee power buff as well as the buff that will give you the kind of like some of this like additional buff that activate by chance. So you could have all this nice buff, and when you gear your Drax, for example, you may want to gear things like physical and melee, because a lot of melee heroes are physical. So you could do that as well, get the 12%. Or if you want to do something like a generic hero, like for instance, when you look at Agent Coulson has a damage rating as well as crit damage rating. It's generic to every single hero out there, especially for hybrid. So when it comes to that, because I use Agent Coulson as a hybrid team up for passive if I need to, then my gear goes something like this, right? I have like physical energy, then and mental, then range and melee, physical energy, mental, and range and melee. So all in all, 12% again for my hybrid heroes. So this could be your gearing strategy. Now, when it comes to gearing team up, it could be a total nightmare, because when you have all this gear that you collect, how then do you know which gear to give to which team up? Because you may have quite a fair bit of team up to gear and so on, and and sometimes to keep track of all these things is just a total nightmare. You just don't know which gear to give to who, and you sort of like I spent an hour or some time just to clear my team up inventory, and I still have quite a lot to sort of like consider and think and so on. So what I've done is that I keep a spreadsheet on all the team up gear on the specific hero, those heroes that I like to gear those team up I like to gear for the hero. But for those other team up whereby I just want to play it for fun and so on, I'm focusing on the team up stats and not the hero stat too much. So I don't keep track of all those things, because really I can go mad just doing that. So I've got like a spreadsheet. So I'm going to run through in this video, help you to decide which team up to unlock for what kind of heroes that you have. So like I said, Agent Coulson, which is free of charge, of course. You can play the game, get the Omega file, I think, and you can exchange for Agent Coulson. And he has 240 damage rating, 120 crit hit rating, some defense, some projectile deflection, 2 of the agent that come down as well. So these are very nice team up to have for basically generic. I will give it to any heroes that cut across different kind of damage type, range or melee. So I actually keep track of the current gear that it has. So whenever I have a new team up gear that the role looks pretty good, I look through my spreadsheet and say, who should I give it to? So yeah, that's how I do it. Otherwise, I have to click through all the team up and mouse over them. It's really painful. This one is less painful. So I keep track of all these things. And I do a sum of all these stats as well to know, am I improving and so on. So yeah, it seems a lot of work to set it up, but once I set it up, it's very easy. Whenever I get a gear, I compare this spreadsheet and I know exactly who to give it to. So I'm not going to repeat all the stats I want, but these are some of the stats that I want to achieve. Those in orange is something that I'm still working for. Things like this one. If I have like 2.9% on mental, 2.7% on crit damage, I'm done. So this one become green. I'm no longer gearing for this team up for this communicator slot. So that one was Agent Coulson. For Arachin, she is a mental buff. So it is a 300 mental damage rating, very nice. I use it for like Doctor Strange or Emma for the mental. My Psylocke as well is mental. So yeah, it's quite a lot of mental hero out there, pure mental. You can gear her accordingly. I don't think there's any mental melee, but I just in case I put some melee. Anyway, 3% is nice. So I keep track of all these things as well. I'm trying to get 3% for biometric enhancer for her, but that's about it. The green one is the one that I really gear for. Things like beta build rate, ray build, sorry. I no longer track it because because I prefer Drax when it comes to melee. I'll tell you why. Because the buff is better. So yeah. So I mean, this kind of team up, I'll just use it for active. You know, doesn't matter what the gear is. If I can make the team up awesome with some team up like a special power buff and some brutal chance, I will do that. Clear, I shade it as blue. Blue means that it's nice to have a team up. It's nice to gear her, but it's on my second tier because Clear is 75 extra spirit and 3% cost reduction. I do not have a problem with spirit these days because of the med kit. You know, can return some spirit, and I have quite a high omega point as well, so it helps on my spirit. So yeah, I mean, but if you really want to have extra spirit, and you know, this is a very generic hero as well, you can gear her to be a generic hero that apply for all the hero you have. If you want to have her as total passive, all right. Domino is more like crit and whatnot. No, I mean for the dodge. Sorry, dodge and crit hit rating. I'm not really into that kind of like. I mean, dodge is really not that great in this game, so no. So Drax, like I mentioned, 300 melee damage rating as well as 720 defense is very nice, but more so is because of the buff, because I can get like 593 damage rating, 584 brutal strike rating for 10 seconds, you know, those sort of things, and these are very nice buff to have. So yeah, I mean, I would recommend Drax for melee. Falcon is another one, just like the Agent Coulson. The difference between Falcon and Agent Coulson, the buff is similar. Is very similar. Falcon gives extra DPS on his two team up is away power, so it may be quite nice to have, but you require you to unlock using a Splinter. So I mean, Agent Coulson is free of charge, so up to you. Falcon probably will give you a bit more DPS from the team up itself. All right. 5-star is another one that shaded as blue, means that I'm not really crazy over her. She does like 240 damage rating as well as 3% cost reduction. I'm not really into cost reduction anyway, but she's quite a nice one to have if you like to reduce cost. Okay. Gamora no, and the Groot no, Holiday Groot no. Then after that, Havok is one that I also would like you to consider. So between these two, so when I decided on Havok, it was before the Iron Man Mark II. So Havok is really nice, 300 damage energy damage rating, and then after that give you the so on and so forth. So that is really nice to have. If you are pure energy, give you a little bit of health. So that is very nice. But the Iron Man is also pretty nice because it's actually very nice because if you are energy range, then not only can you benefit the 300 range DR damage rating, you can get another +1 energy, which is great because +1 energy is like a 4%. 4% is 160 damage rating added on top of the 300. So this is very nice. For those who miss it though, I'm pretty sure they will release another team up with a different costume, but the same team up in the future. Hope it's not rescue though. I'm hoping that she has other skill sets. After that, magic is very nice for summoner because it gives you a 10% summon ally damage, 240 damage rating, which is good for your hero as well. It has a life on hit as well. So yeah, I mean, this is a very nice to have for a summoner. And the Spider Woman I also enjoy because there's a +1 to strength. So this one gives you +1 to energy. This one gives you +1 to strength. Although I wish that she has like 300 damage rating instead of like But yeah, I mean, this is a range. So usually when it becomes specific like range or melee, it's a 300. When it is a generic, it's 240. So yeah, I gear her as well. So I mean, that's all the team up I'd like to recommend. Just to recap: Agent Coulson, Arachine, Drag, Falcon, and then Havok. Or if you don't have Iron Man, probably take Havok. But I think both are nice. And then Magic for the summoner, and Spider Woman for the strength. A physical hero, you are sorted because from mental to energy to physical to hybrid, everything is covered. Alright, so I hope this video is useful, and I'm pretty sure by now the game is already down. So yeah, I mean, have fun. See you when the server is up again. Bye.